What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. We are all about the LMGs right now, and I really wanted to make a run and gun kind of LMG build. So what would be better when you're making a run and gun LMG build than an LMG that you don't have to reload? And that would obviously be the Bullet King, an old school classic. Now, if we wanted to have a look at the Bullet King and what they've done to it recently, we can flip to the patch notes and we can find LMGs real quickly. I should have been more ready. And you can see here, when we find it, it's on here somewhere. The Bullet King has had a 20% weapon damage boost. Well, that's nothing to sleep on. That's actually pretty huge. And because we don't have to reload a bit, we can take advantage of certain other things as well. And also we need to decide what we're going to roll on that bottom attribute, because obviously now we can roll different things. It doesn't have to be critical hit damage, which it was statically set at. We can think about rate of fire, critical hit chance, damage to armor, and things like that. Before we get into it though, if you want a chance at winning Skull and Bones Deluxe Edition for PC, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this video. And my first video that hits 500 views, I will pick one lucky winner from the comment section to win that beautiful prize. With all that said though, let's get straight into it. So we are trying Grand Washington Hotel. We're going to just bang heroic on, and we're just going to see what it's like.
Okay, here we go.
I don't think I've got the G on, hopefully not. It doesn't look like the symbol's active, so... Oh, the G is on, that's no good. Because that really isn't going to give us... I wish it would make its mind up. It turns itself off, it turns itself on. That's not going to give us a really good example of how good this build actually is, because the GE will make it absolutely OP. And if you haven't... Whoa. And if you've not checked out my previous video of the absolutely unkillable tank slash insane DPS build for the GE, check it out, because you will do so much damage and you cannot die. It's crazy, crazy good.
Okay, here we go.
Alright, so let's give this a proper go now. Let's just forget about the last 10 seconds.
Once you're inside, find a way to the atrium.
And as you can tell, it's super nippy. Like, it's like over 1,000 RPM on this thing.
Hostile radio intercepted.
We're under attack. It might be a diversion, so be ready.
And obviously the Bullet King is Suppression King. But right now we are killing them before they have any kind of chance to get into cover, which is always a problem.
Shit. Saints here.
The who now?
Hyena big
Who with the what now?
Unpleasant. We need to kill this asshole.
I'm on YouTube. Go on, mine language. I forgot how good the Bullet King is.
He went all the way to the
So accurate. He was hiding,
the elevators and worked
yet we can still, you know, kind of get his head. We'll do just one more room. I think that's probably a good enough of an example of what is going on. It's really nice to be using the Bullet King again. It got so underpowered. We've got some suppression there, which obviously just slows the run down. They're so suppressed, they don't want to even try and shoot me even when I jump over.
Nobody's responding from the atrium.
Rude. See, we are suffering from the old suppression a little bit. We are playing at distance. And that guy we could get even though he was in cover. So accurate. Right, I think that's enough of a demo. I mean, it's really, really good. Obviously, you can see what's going on a little bit there. So let's have a quick look at it. So you want LMGs, damage selected with the minigun talent. That's because we get armor on kill. We get extra RPM on kill as well. All good stuff. Get yourself that offhand. Here, select whatever you want. This was because I've been messing around with different guns with the GE right now. But the Bullet King, this thing is a beauty with its damage now. So we're at 109k damage. Then we've got, you know, 1020 RPM. Absolutely insane. So what I'll do now, I'm just going to flash up a little comparison chart between this gun and the Iron Lung, because I did the Iron Lung review earlier today, and you can see there is, you know, there's a quite significant difference in damage, like around 19% difference in damage, and that's kind of huge. And you can see the burst and the sustained DPS. But what you got to think about is this thing never has to reload. Like the mag size in this is 1000. It doesn't kind of equate properly because we never have to reload. But the Bullet King is absolutely one of the best LMGs in the game again now because of its huge damage boost. And I chose to go with rate of fire on the bottom, and I'll throw this up on the screen now for you all to look at. And you can see at the top, that's the build I'm using now. You can see the burst and the sustained DPS columns at the top right. Underneath, if I went to roll critical hit chance on the build, so instead of the rate of fire on the bottom of the Bullet King, the 5% rate of fire, I went with critical hit chance. You would see, actually, it looks like I would do a little bit more damage, but I'm using strikers. I get there quicker with the rate of fire, so that minuscule bit of DPS change is going to be beaten out by how fast I get there with the rate of fire version. So although it looks like I do more damage over like the course of time and over the mag and stuff like that, I don't reload and I just get everything done quicker. So rate of fire is still the winner. And then we've got the damage to armor option to think about as well, because we already have damage to target out of cover. But again, with most LMG builds that we've been looking at recently, although it does look like it is slightly better, ever so slightly better on the DPS front, it drops off with the health. And we, you know, especially if we're playing solo or you're playing legendary or something like that, there's a lot of health targets. So the rate of fire just wins hands down on this build. It just does it all quicker and you don't get as much drop off when it comes to health targets, mini, you know, red bars, mini tanks, dogs, chungers and all them things. So I've definitely chose to go with rate of fire. So now we've discussed all that, let's get back to what the build actually looks like. And it's nothing new here. This is not reinventing the wheel. But I really did want to do strikers with this build when I said run and gun. And the reason for that is obviously because I put 5% rate of fire on the bottom of the Bullet King. And if we go into the striker set, you can see here the 3-piece bonus is 15% rate of fire, giving us a total of 20% rate of fire, which is just crazy, crazy good on a gun that you don't have to reload and that has been given a 20% damage bonus. We've got weapon handling that makes it like a super laser beam. You saw that I was able to kill people in cover by just being able to tag the top of their heads. And obviously we get Striker's Gamble, giving us a huge 100% boost because we're using the backpack. So we've got weapon damage, crit chance and crit damage on the backpack. If we were to go and look at the gloves, these ones are weapon damage and critical hit damage. If we're then looking at the knees, weapon damage and critical hit damage. Then if we're looking at the holster, weapon damage and critical hit chance. We went with the Seska chest piece here because we get 10% critical hit chance. Weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage, with a good old favourite Obliterate. Critical hits increase weapon damage for 1% by 10 seconds, stacked up to 25 times. And then we went with the Coyote's Mask just to kind of pull ahead a little bit with that critical hit damage. with a critical hit chance mod in the bottom, and obviously we're going to play between the 0 and the 25 meter buff for that as well. So because of that, and we're thinking about that a little bit as well, it's not that easy to get to 60 with this build, so we are going to play into using the Coyote's mask a little bit, and we're going to keep it at 55 because over the course of the mission we'll probably make up that 5%, and we'll fluctuate the critical hit damage bonus here between the 10 and the 25 extra on top of the 117, 85% headshot damage as well. And yeah, this is just great fun. Just dig your Bullet King out and get back to it. It's been severely, you know, handicapped in comparison to new LMGs, but this 20% boost they've given it has put it right to the very top. If you don't want to use the Iron Lung, this is probably going to be the one I would advise to go for. It's just really, really good. That's going to be it for the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for all the support on the channel, and please do consider subscribing and hitting like if you've not done so already. It really, really does help my channel grow, and I really, really appreciate it. And if you comment down below, you never know, you might win that Skull and Bones Deluxe Edition. That's going to be it, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, very quick shout out for my Discord server. If you want to find people that love The Division, you'll find that in the description down below. If you need help with anything, there's plenty of good social activity going on there, all very friendly. Feel free to join. Bye bye.